Hey there, Wargamers just on our paint chance today. We got something cool to check out. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in today. If you are new here, please Alpha Strike that like and subscribe button. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning in and continuing to help support what I do. That said, one of the viewers here and a friend of mine and a patron here, Mr. Von Jenkman on Instagram, a guy that I have played with multiple times at Southern Assault and comes and helps out and participates at Northern Assault, got me access to this early, which was awesome. I put a call out on social media to see if I could get some assistance securing one of these for the channel. I've got some version of all the minis in here, I think, but these are alternate versions and whatnot. That one might be new. Well, we'll see when we open it up. So it wasn't just getting minis, but it's like getting something new to showcase on the channel. I like, obviously, doing these things as early as possible is good, but I like to show you guys what is in here to see if it's good for you. It's good for the channel, and it also helps you guys determine if this is something you want to pick up, and helps broadcast more for the Battletech algorithm, so to speak. Over here on YouTube, there's not a lot of content creators doing as much Battletech, so the more stuff that I do and other people do, the more of this gets in front of people, and the community will grow. So that said, let's go ahead and take a look at this box, and then we will open it up here. So it looks pretty much like everything else, and I'm not familiar with the Black Remnant, so you guys who know things that I don't know, get in the comments and talk to me. Let me know what this is. Enlighten me about the fluff, because I'm a painter first, and a lore nerd slightly second. I do like the lore of things, but I don't know what this is. So there's some nice artwork in the back there. We've got 3 of the 4 mechs, it looks like, in the back. And as I said before, I still would really like if this was an insert that could pull out. And I really like the idea of if this was an insert you could pull out, flip it over. And it's got some recommendations for SPAs or maybe even like a particular type of lance to build these guys in that would be thematic and fluffy based on what CG I would recommend. I think that would be cool. It's a small thing, not necessary, but would be kind of cool. And the McCarran's armored assault lance. I talk about this too, and I show a comparison because we've got some of the cards for some of the clans and mercenary companies that gives you some special rules for them or recommended special rules. Something like that on that card would be kind of cool. Just an idea. So that said, here's our minis, and we'll pop out the cards. And as always, I like to showcase the cards and then the model. So if you want to fast forward a little bit, you can. I would understand that completely. All right, so these are in a slightly different order. Normally, the first card is the first thing here, but it was not. So, all right, so I want to do the Blood Asp last because, or near last, because it's one of my faves visually. So let's start off with the Cyclops here. So we've got the Cyclops 11H. This one's usable in the Civil War through the Ill Clan era, and it's coming in at 38 points. 440 for damage, TMM 1, 8 move. I like the move for an assault. This one's coming in with 14 life, AC 22- if you're using the special rules. No frills, all chills, I think. This one's a little bit more expensive than my baseline, that Mad Dog that I like to compare to. Sacrifices a little bit of movement, a little bit of TMM. You lose your long-range damage in favor of short and medium, and you're a little bit more tanky. I'd probably prefer to have the TMM, but not bad. This is one of those where like assaults go down easy because their TMM's low, so I like to keep the points low on them. So 440 for damage is not bad, and it's not a terrible point investment. This one's coming in at 7 points more. This one's usable in the Clan Invasion through the Ill Clan era. TMM 1, 8 move, 342 for damage. This one's coming in with 13 life instead of 14. C3M, so this is a master. Mech HQ 5 if you're using those rules, and tag. This one is a no-brainer for me. Don't use it unless you're using C3, which I bet some of these other cards here are going to have C3. I would not use that. You're paying points for something you're not using. So if the arrows line up for you and you're having to choose between these two, this is the one. Obviously, there's a master unit list for all the other variants, but we're looking at just what you got with the cards, because if you knew, you might be trying to play just with these cards, which I think are nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the included pilot card here. So we've got Stavrin 64 Otho from the Black Remnant. Okay. And then we've got Logan Headsman Otho from the unit Otho's 88. Next up, we will show the model. I almost get really excited. All right, so we have got our Cyclops here, and I've noticed that some of my videos have been a little blurry, so I'm going to try and not hyper zoom in. I assume this is probably pretty good. You guys will let me know in the comments if this is not zoomed in enough. For some reason, when I'm hyper zooming in, it's just struggling to stay focused. So anyway, taking a look here, a little bit of a mold line that's crossing the hand here. Actually, the underside looks really crisp. The side's got this nasty mold line kind of on the edge, which is, you can probably clean that up. It's a little annoying. We've got one that's crossing right here too and coming around that edge, which is kind of irritating because it gets soft right here. So if you look down here, you can see this is really sharp details. And then up here, this gets really soft and washed out, and that's where the mold line is for where it's going into the injection mold. So that's a little irritating. Not the end of the world, but kind of annoying that the underside has the sharper details. When the mold line's like right here, there's one that crosses the finger, bottom finger. It actually looks like there's some coming across the top too. When they're on the underside, it's nice because when you go to clean them, it's spots that aren't as visible. But when your crisp details are on the underside, it's kind of annoying. The back looks really nice. This is nice and sharp here. Usually you kind of get a little bit of softness in the back, but that's pretty nice. Legs look pretty good. Some of the obvious things that come up a lot when I'm looking at these minis. So mold line, yeah, these, there's actually a little bit of slippage here. And I'm going to actually try and zoom in here, and it's going to be blurry for a second. Let me get focused in on that leg. So you can see where that mold line comes across here. And then you can see where it was slipping a little bit like the mold, and especially right up in here. You can see where that line for the panel there is not even lined up anymore. So that's kind of rough. Over here, let's see if I can get it to focus on the other leg here. Not as bad, but that mold line goes down the center. You can clean that. It's a nice flat area, and it's not going over a rounded area. But this right here is pretty annoying, unfortunately. But what do you do about that now at this point? I don't want to be a naysayer, but I feel like it's a thing that keeps occurring and coming up when we talk about it. Some of the quality gets better, and then sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back type thing, because that McCarran's armored lance, or assault lance, looked really, really good. And then we're checking out this, which is the one that just came out. And we've got a little spot here that is not great. At least it's in a spot it's not as visible, so there is that. All right, next up, we're going to check out the Flashman, which that model just straight up, before I even grab it out of the box here, looks really, really cool to me. So we've got the Flashman 10E. This is 49 points, usable in the Ill Clan and Dark Age eras. TMM 2, 12 move, 443 for damage. This one's got 12 life. AMS, Case 2, Rear 1-1, RFA, which is reflective armor. This is badass. This is more expensive than my baseline. You're gaining a little bit more damage. Ooh, and I missed the OV. It's got OV. Did this guy have OV as well? No, okay. So OV3, which is really nice. If you overheat for 3, you're going to be minusing 6 from your movement. That still leaves you 6 to move around cover, so you can cool down and then come out and shoot again. So it's got AMS and RFA. Absolutely brutal. So RFA against energy weapons, if I recall, cuts them in half. And then against all non-energy weapons, it's just a flat -1, right? And then or with AMS, any unit that's shooting at you that has LRM, SRM, IF, that kind of stuff. For missiles, you reduce damage by 1 to minimum 1. These would stack. So if someone's shooting at you with missiles, AMS and RFA, so -2 to a minimum of 1, that's absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Granted, it makes sense because the tech era is pretty high. This one coming in at 1 point less is usable in the Clan Invasion through the Ill Clan era. So this one's got 11 life. What did this one have? 12 life, so 1 less life than the other one. TMM2, 10 move, so 2 less move as well. 443 for damage, so same damage. OV2, so 1 less OV. C3I, E&E, Mech HQ2, and rear. C3I is not bad. It's a lot easier to deal with than standard C3, so that's good. For 1 point more, though, if the arrow lines up, this is the variant to go with. 2 extra move, which is huge, and that OV is great. AMS and RFA stacking is fantastic. And I don't remember what the penalties are for RFA anymore because I changed them. Actually, Von Jenkman, the guy who got this in my hands, is actually the one who informed me at SA 2023 that I was playing my Stormwolf wrong. I was still playing with the old rules for RFA for penalties because it used to take, I think, bonus damage from melee, which it still might, and it took bonus damage from artillery, if I recall. and they took all that out. So I don't remember what the negative is for, but RFA is really, really good. So that variant is, that's stellar. Coming in for the pilot card here, we have Arthur Burnout James. And then we have Hannah Shield Maiden Otho. Let's go check out the mini here. So right out the gate, I like the pose. It's nice and it's aggressive. It's got forward like motion, like it's moving. I really like that. I'm a big fan of actiony poses. There's a little bit of the nub here on the bottom of the foot, but it's not so egregious that you can't pack a little bit of some of your basing material up under there. Look like he's stepping on something. That's pretty easy. The ones with like really big gaps, I'm not a big fan of. Let's see here. Canopies look nice and crisp down in here. The details going into the lenses look great. Actually, this one feels like it's looking better than that Highlander did. Some nasty spots right here. This is a subtractive model cleaning spot. Right here looks like it's going to be additive because it's where that mold line goes, it actually craters in. That's annoying. But this type of thing in these flat areas on the legs is common. I've seen it on a lot of the minis. Right here, it's got a spot that would be additive where you'd have to put some putty in, but I'd probably sand that off and just get it as flush as possible and not worry about it because it's on the underside, which no one will see. And then this one's got the same thing, get a little bit of a crater going in right there. Not the end of the world. Yeah, a little bit of mold line going across the top. Again, we're going to be noticing mold lines because they're going to be kind of the obvious thing we're looking for. But not bad. This one should not be too terrible to clean up. And then the tops of the legs here relative to that Highlander look pretty good. And they've hidden the mold lines pretty well. There's some that are running across the edge here and come up right under here. And then right here and here. Not bad. That shouldn't be too hard to clean. This one's actual mold prep, I feel, was a lot better than that Highlander. Next up, we have the Dragonfire, which is a new mini. We've got an alternate Blood Ass, which we just got in the Kickstarter, and we're already getting an alternate, which I don't hate because the model looks cool there. But a Dragonfire, which I have never heard of. So this one's coming in at 43 points. This variant's usable through the clan evasion through the Ill Clan. Coming in with Team M1, 8 move, 453, 4 damage, 369, 11 life, case, ECM, and flak. I like the damage. It's a little bit pricey for that 1 TMM, especially coming off of that Flashman with the 2. Coming in 1 point more, usable in the Dark Age and Ill Clan era only. We've got a Team M1 6 movement, so it's a little bit slower, 554 for damage, so a little bit more damage. OV2, and this one's got 3, 6, 9, 11 life, so same in case 2. I would probably go with this one for the ECM and the, do they have the same life? 3, 6, 9, 11, 3, 6. Okay, so they have the same life. I'd probably go with this one if actually this one has more era availability. So you lose a bit of damage, save a point, but a little bit more movement and ECM. So probably can get some more value out of that one. Here's your pilot card. Here we've got Victoria Zigzag James. And then we've got Rufus Hill. All right, so let's check out this bad boy here. So I'm getting Night Star vibes, Old Mech Warrior Dark Age clicks. I'm getting the Mangonel kind of leg vibe here. It's also got a cannon. Let's see here. That's how you know your host here struggle busting it. Couldn't get my hand on that. So it's got a cannon, goes up top. Looks like a rotary AC of some sort. It's got 5 barrels on it. It itself looks pretty good. There's a little bit of mold line runs across the top. It should be pretty easy to clean, not bad. Yeah, some mold lines down here, not bad. Again, that's not a spot you can't really see. Details back in here look pretty crisp. I really like that detail, and this one, good recesses, good for OSL if you want to put in some like engine glow or heatsink glow. Mold line on the underside of the gun comes across here, so not too bad. Same thing on this one, so it shouldn't be too hard to clean up. And yeah, so the mold line that crosses right through here is a little annoying. Not to the end of the world, but a little annoying. I really wish that was more hidden. At least it doesn't cross the top of the canopy, though, which is really nice. So, not a bad looking little mech. And we've got this pretty cool cannon up here for that. Very bird-like looking to me. So, and definitely loaded to the gills with guns, that's for sure. All right. So last but not least, that leaves us with the Star Rider Blood Asp. So this is the Blood Asp Eye, coming in at 52 points, usable in the Dark Age and Ill-Clan eras. Team M1, 8 move, 673 for damage. This one's got 14 life, REL, Omni, in case I cannot remember what REL is. It's not reflective armor, it's RFA. Yeah, I can't remember without looking that up. So someone in the comments is probably already clickety-clackety informing me. So that clearly might impact the point total here, but I can't attest to its efficacy because I can't remember what it is. Let's check out what the other variant is. 1 point less, coming in with the C. This one's usable in Dark Age through L-Clan. 1 TMM, 8 move, 664 for damage. This one's got 14 life as well. Case, Flak, and Omni. 673, 664. I don't know. Okay, this is going to come down to the REL and versus like Flak. Or saving a point. I mean, you're gaining 1 point of long here, losing 1 point of medium damage relative to the other guys. So technically, for 1 point more, you're probably better off with the 7 damage at medium, instead of the 6, because you're probably going to be firing at medium range most of the time. So this one might be a little bit more of a coin flip on that particular variant. For the pilot here, we've got Roshan Hasumori Cole, if I got it right. And then we've got Ball, just Ball. All right, so let's go ahead and give this bad boy a glance. I'm excited about Look how big that gun is. Oh, that's huge, mongus. My goodness, that's big. He is compensating. I really just want another one of those right there. It's so big. It's so big. All right. Legs look pretty good. It's getting a, oh, yeah, okay. So let me hyper zoom in. Let me zoom in on the leg and make it manual focus here for me. So if you're looking right in here, look how that gets so soft and washed out. Right there, it's pretty rough. That whole panel line's completely gone. Right here, there's supposed to be a panel line that's basically gone. It gets soft right in here and rolls out. Not so bad when you're looking from the top side, but on the underside, it really gets going. That's unfortunate. When you're looking at it from the top-down perspective, you're not really going to see it, but for people who paint, which I do, that is kind of annoying. It's super gone right there. It's very shallow. Relative to like here, where that's super crisp, and unfortunately we got some mold line stuff here. That one looks like it's going to be subtractive and not additive, so we should be able to clean that up a little bit. Right through here gets a little shallow, but not terrible. You're still going to be able to probably get you some edge highlights on that pretty easy with like a dry brush. I really like that little detail right in there. It's nice. Yeah, I'm just really bummed at the tops of those legs. Guns right here look pretty good. Tops of that. Whoops, I'm seeing. This is why I don't do this, because I get so hyper focused and then my camera stops focusing. It's a shifted focus, so to speak. Yeah, so I do like it. It is cool. I don't have the one from the Kickstarter handy immediately to do a comparison, but yeah, I'm really bummed about the tops of those legs. Right in here is pretty nice, though. I really like the cockpit. Good place for some jeweling, which I think is going to be nice. And then we've got this nice giant cannon, which has got the mold line going across the top, which we are used to. Not really a mold line on the bottom, though. Doesn't look like it. Or if there is, it's not very visible. I just really wish some of these mold lines were more, is obtuse the word? More hidden, obfuscated might be the good word. And then this is really weird right through here. So like you got this panel, right, that goes straight. And then why is this one curve? Anyone else notice that? It curves to the right. Why? Stop focusing on the mat. Focus on the model camera. Thank you. So like this goes straight, curves to the right, and straight. Like I don't know why that's curving. That seems a little weird. And then there's a mold line that crosses the top, so maybe that's something to do with the mold too. I don't know. Not bad though. I'm nitpicky because I do modeling, and you guys should see what you're buying. But that does look really stellar. Otherwise, I'm a big fan of the model. And in general, the models that we've got. So to give us a recap here, so I can remember the names, that one is a Dragonfire. Okay, so we've got our Highlander here. And let me see if I can give us a good zoom in and keep it in focus for you guys. So we got the Highlander here. Yeah. So now that I'm not hyper focused on the mold lines, I can grab these models and make sure that the camera focus is where it needs to be. Next up, we've got the Flashman. Okay, digging that. Third of all, and the new one, we've got what I call it, the Dragonfire. I keep forgetting, not Blood Asp. Yeah, Dragonfire, who's also got his little cannon here. So let's get our camera manual focus there. And we'll flip them around to the rear. Okay. And then last but not least, oldie but goldie. I don't know if it's oldie, but probably my favorite in the box, probably. The Dragonfire is cool, but it ain't that cool to me. The Blood Asp right here is probably the standout. This is a badass dude. Like, even with the negatives, like, when you're looking from this direction, it's hard to see. It's when you start to rotate, you see the issue. But he looks dope. I really like this one. I like that Flashman. I like the Highlander. The Dragonfire is not bad, just visually not my favorite thing. This Blood Asp is it. So that said, though, folks, that is going to conclude our first look at the Black Remnant Command Lance. Big shout outs to Von Jinkman from Instagram, from Patreon, from YouTube, from the Discord for Death Ray Designs, who hangs out there, and in the Fortress Minis and Games one. Thank you for hooking me up with this early. I appreciate it. I offered to pay him for it, and he said, consider a Christmas gift. So thank you. I appreciate that. For anyone else who's interested in checking out this box, hopefully this will be available sometime Q1 next year, maybe. Hopefully you get your hands on one. If you have any thoughts on these guys, anything at all, send them in the comments below. I'd love to know more about the lore. I know that I could look this stuff up on Sarna, and I mentioned this in the McCarran's video. I can look these things up. When I ask you guys about this is not me being lazy. This is like when someone asked me about Warhammer 40k Dark Angels, and I would go down a rabbit hole when I talk about the fluff for what little bit I know about Battletech from units that I like, about my character in the canon, which I like, which is really cool. I love sharing that stuff with people, and I could easily say go to Sarna and walk off. I like to think people like sharing their hobbies, their interests, and their love for the IPs. So I'm really excited to hear you guys tell me about stuff I don't know. I can research it. It's not me trying to be lazy. It's because I want to share this experience with you and give you an opportunity to share something exciting you like with me. And we both have that little bit of a moment. So I think that's cool. If you think I'm being lazy, you don't have to help. But if you do want to share with the channel, get in the comments below and let me know what I don't know about the Black Remnant here. And fill me in. Be the analog to Sarna for me so that I can learn a thing or two. That said, though, folks, that's all I've got for you today. If you want to see some new stuff on the channel, be sure to tune in. If you want to contribute anything, check out my other videos for the Operation Op 4, the public service showcase stuff, and the Grinder Box initiative that I've got going on as well. And if you just want to send something, I got a P.O. box that you guys can send some minis to, letters, whatever you want. I'm going to be trying to do a video about getting some swag from people's shops because I love getting these. Now I'm just sitting here talking about my stuff. But I've got some of these cool shirts that I've got from the Maryland Battletech Brigade, and then I've got one from South Charleston's Battletech group, and then I've obviously got all the ones from Southern Assault. So it's cool, in my opinion, to kind of start collecting these cool hobby shop shirts for local groups, game clubs. So if they have stuff like that you'd like to see showcased on the channel, check out the P.O. box, and I will definitely rock that. And you might see it show up in a video or a battle report, and then you can be like, hey, dude's rocking my local shop, he's repping. So that said, I have digressed here, and I have segued long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed getting those comments. As always, keep painting your models, keep rolling your dice, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me today. I pour a lot of time and passion into every video, and I genuinely hope it adds something to your hobby experience. If you've enjoyed today's content and want to see more, consider supporting me over on Patreon. Every little bit of support helps fuel what I'm doing here, and it truly makes a difference. Whether it's a few dollars or simply sharing the channel with others, your support means the world to me and allows me to keep doing what I love and hopefully inspiring you along the way. A huge thank you as well to all my sponsors, Monument Hobbies, Fortress Miniatures and Games, Baron of Dice, and Death Ray Designs as well. Their backing is vital to the channel, and if you're in the market for top quality paints, miniatures, dice, or terrain, please check out their links below. Not only will you be picking up some great products, but you'll also be supporting this growing community we share together. Thank you so much for watching, and for your time, and for being a part of this journey with me. As I sign off today, let's go ahead and highlight some awesome patrons who are helping fuel this journey we're on together and helping keep things going.